I challenged myself to live like a minimalist for an entire week, and here's what happened. The amount of stuff that we own is constantly growing, and we find ourselves surrounded by things that we don't really need or use anymore. It can be hard to break the cycle, but it's not impossible. Let's take a look at some of the things that you can do to start living like a minimalist today. No. 1. You have to ask yourself this question. Do you really need it? The first step to living like a minimalist is to evaluate your possessions and decide which ones you really need and which ones you can get rid of. This means being honest with yourself about what you use and what you don't use, what you love and what you don't love, and what brings you joy and what doesn't. It can be helpful to go through your belongings one by one and ask yourself if you really need them. If the answer is no, then it might be time to let them go. This can be tough, especially when it comes to sentimental items, but it's important to remember that the goal isn't to get rid of everything you own, but rather to be more intentional about what you keep in your life. By asking yourself this question, you'll be able to make sure that you're only keeping the things that are important to you and that bring you the most value. Number 2. Understand the difference between needs and wants. Another important aspect of living like a minimalist is understanding the difference between needs and wants. Needs are things that are essential for survival, such as food, water, and shelter. Wants are things that are desired, but not essential, such as a new car or the latest fashion trends. It's important to focus on meeting your needs before your wants when making decisions about what to buy or keep. Ask yourself whether you really need something or if you just want it. If it's something you want but don't really need, then it may be best to do without it. This will help you avoid accumulating unnecessary possessions and focus on the things that really matter. Number 3. You have to set some goals for yourself. Before you begin, set some goals for yourself. What do you hope to achieve by living like a minimalist? Are you trying to simplify your life? Do you want to reduce your consumption? Or are you looking to save money? Having a clear idea of why you want to live like a minimalist and what you hope to gain from the experience can help you stay motivated and committed to your goals. Once you know what you want to achieve, you can start to develop a plan for how to do it. This might involve decluttering your home, cutting back on unnecessary expenses, or finding ways to make your life simpler and more efficient. By setting goals and developing a plan, you'll be more likely to succeed in living like a minimalist for a week. Number 4, don't think too much. When it comes to minimalism, less is often more. So don't overthink your choices. Ask yourself if you really need each item that you're considering getting rid of, and if it's worth the space it takes up in your home. If you're still unsure about an item, consider putting it in a box for a few weeks. If you don't need to access it during that time, it may be safe to say that you can get rid of it without feeling guilty. It can also help to visualize your ideal living space. What would it look like if you had less stuff? How would you feel if your home was clutter-free? Use this vision as motivation to let go of the things that don't align with it. Remember, the goal of minimalism is to simplify your life and reduce stress. So don't overcomplicate the process. Trust yourself to make the right decisions and enjoy the benefits of a more minimalist lifestyle. Number 5, create a capsule wardrobe. One great way to start living like a minimalist is by creating a capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe is a collection of essential clothing items that can be mixed and matched to create a variety of outfits. It eliminates the need to shop for new clothes all the time and reduces the amount of clothing that you own. To create a capsule wardrobe, start by identifying the basic pieces that you need, such as jeans, shirts, and sweaters. Then add in some key pieces that reflect your personal style. Make sure that everything in your capsule wardrobe works well together and can be worn for a variety of occasions. With a capsule wardrobe, you'll have a streamlined, low-maintenance wardrobe that makes getting dressed in the morning a breeze. You won't be tempted to buy new clothes all the time, and you'll always have a go-to outfit that looks great. Number 6, meal planning is the key. Another way to live like a minimalist is by meal planning. Planning your meals ahead of time will help you avoid the temptation to order takeout or eat out, which can be expensive and unhealthy. Meal planning also reduces food waste, since you will only be buying the ingredients that you need for your planned meals. You can save time and money by preparing your meals in advance. This could involve cooking large batches of food and freezing individual portions, or simply prepping ingredients so that you're ready to cook when it's time to eat. By taking the time to plan and prepare your meals in advance, you'll be able to stick to your healthy eating goals and reduce your overall consumption. Number 7. Digital minimalism is the way. In addition to reducing physical possessions, you can also embrace digital minimalism. This involves cutting back on the amount of time you spend on social media and other digital platforms. It can be easy to get sucked into the endless scroll feed and lose track of time. But it's important to be mindful of how much time you're spending online. Set limits for yourself and stick to them. Turn off notifications and put your phone away when you're spending time with friends and family. By embracing digital minimalism, you'll be able to focus on the things that really matter in your life and reduce the amount of time you're spending on mindless scrolling. Number 8. You have to use what you got. A great way to live like a minimalist is to learn to use what you have. This could involve getting creative with the items you already own or finding new ways to use them. For example, if you have an old sweater that you don't wear anymore, consider using it as a throw blanket. Or if you have a jar of pasta sauce that's about to expire, use it up in a new recipe. By using what you have, you'll reduce the amount of waste you produce and save money on unnecessary purchases. Not only that, but you'll also be reducing the amount of stuff you own, which is a key tenet of minimalism. Number 9. Learn to say no. One of the toughest parts of living like a minimalist is learning to say no. You may be tempted to take on extra work, buy new things, or commit to plans that don't align with your minimalist goals. However, by saying yes to everything, you'll be adding more stuff and complexity to your life, which is the opposite of what you're aiming for. When faced with requests or opportunities that don't align with your minimalist goals, politely decline them. Explain your reasoning briefly and move on. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but over time it will become easier. Remember, you don't need to justify your choices to anyone. You're doing this for yourself and your own peace of mind. Number 10. Find like-minded friends. One of the best ways to stay motivated and committed to living like a minimalist is to find like-minded friends who can support you on your journey. This could involve connecting with other minimalists online or in person, joining a local minimalist group, or simply telling your friends and family about your goals. Having a community of like-minded individuals can help you stay accountable and make living like a minimalist a more enjoyable experience. You can share tips and tricks, ask for advice, and stay motivated together. So there you have it, 10 practical tips for living like a minimalist for a week. Whether you're looking to simplify your life, reduce your consumption, or save money, these tips can help you get started on your journey towards minimalism. Just remember to start small, be patient with yourself, and focus on the things that really matter to you. Who knows, you might even find that living like a minimalist is more freeing and enjoyable than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to stay up to date on our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.